Welcome back to my channel, guys. In today's video, we are in a little bit of a different setting. We are in my family office, and there's a reason for this, and you already know because you read the title of this video. I'm going to be talking about some of the tips that I have come across in my years of being in high school, my 3 years of being in high school, that have really helped me to get straight A's. Ever since high school, I've been a straight A student. In elementary school and like halfway through middle school, I was like an A-B student, but I really amped it up and I was like, I need to get straight A's because I need to get into a good college and stuff, and I want good grades. So I made a bunch of tips that helped me through the way, and I'm going to be sharing those with you today. There also is going to be a part 2 to this video, which I will go into more in depth about specific subjects. So I'll go into how to get an A on your test for bio and English and all these different things. So if you want to look around for that video, it will be coming up next week. My first couple tips that I'm going to go through are more about organization, so kind of some organization skills. So the first one is to write down your assignments. This one is so important because if you don't write down your assignments, then there is 50% I don't know, there's a large chance that you are going to forget the assignment and then not end up doing it. I know that if I do not write down my assignments, I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to remember that I have to do that. So something that is awesome is if you have a planner. This is actually my school planner, and so I just write down literally everything I have to do for that day. For example, on Tuesday I had to study bio, I had to finish my math worksheet, study anatomy, and then do my physics worksheets. So for example, I just wrote all of these down. This is what I had to do that day. And then I would just go through them and do them throughout the day. So just writing this down helps me remember to do the assignment. So studying bio, if I didn't write that down, that's not an assignment that I have to do. That's just something that I need to do for myself to make sure that I'm prepared for the test. So literally, as soon as your teacher tells you that you have an assignment, literally write it down. The next tip is also for organization, and it is to number the things that are due first. So for example, going back to that same exact example, study bio, math, study anatomy, and physics. So I had to submit my math worksheet first because that was due that night. So I'll just write a 1 next to that one. And then I had an anatomy quiz the next day, so I would write a 2 next to that. And then studying bio, that was the third priority because I had a test next week, so I would put a 3 next to that one. And then for physics, that wasn't due for another 2 days, so that was the fourth priority, and if I got to it, I got to it. This is what it looks like. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I cannot see in the reflection of here. But so I just write down the top priority, which one is due first, which one I need to focus on the most, and then once I'm done with it, I just check it off and move on to the next one. This helps me organize so that I know what needs to be done first, so that I'm not very overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, I have all these things to do. If you just focus it down to one thing at a time, then your homework and your procrastination and stuff will go way smoother because you won't procrastinate as much because you have everything right in front of you and you don't feel overwhelmed. The next one is to start early on your assignments so that by the time it's due, you don't feel overwhelmed, because more times than not, if you wait to do your assignments, by the time that assignment is due, you're also going to have a ton more assignments that you need to accomplish. So if you get a physics thing that you have to do and it's a week before the due date, do it the day that you get it so that it's out of the way and you don't have to worry about it, so that when you get other assignments, you can focus on that instead of the physics thing. So another thing that I will do, for example, on Friday, I had vocab due. So instead of doing it on Friday, I would write it on Tuesday. And so then I would write vocab 1 through 5 on Tuesday, and then if I didn't get it to Tuesday, I would move that assignment down to Wednesday. If I didn't get it to Wednesday, then I would move it to Friday or just whatever, so that you're just staying on top of it and really having organization of what assignments are due, when they're due, and another thing also is writing down like when you have a test. So like for example, on Monday I have a bio test, so I wrote down bio test today, and then on Sunday, the day before, I write down bio test tomorrow. So it kind of just is constantly reminding me that I have this test I need to study for and that I need to be like preparing myself for it. Or if you have a big assignment, you could write this assignment is due tomorrow so that you never miss a deadline. The next tip is to double check that you submitted the assignment, because sometimes people like don't realize that they hit save as draft. So just double checking that you submitted it, or that your internet didn't cut out when you were submitting it or something. Really make sure that you are going to get a good grade on the thing because you already turned it in. And it also helps so that you know that it's in and you don't have to like constantly worry about like, did I turn this in? Am I going to get like a late fee or whatever? The next tip, I don't even remember what the next tip is. The next tip is to ask questions. I know it's easier said than done because it's very scary sometimes for some people to raise their hand and ask a question because they think that they're gonna feel stupid or people are gonna think they're dumb. I promise you, when someone raises their hand and asks a question, nobody thinks you're stupid. Nobody thinks you're dumb. Like, you're honestly genuinely like confused about something and you need extra help. Everyone like struggles with certain things. Do not feel bad if you're asking a question. This has helped me so much because if I'm confused about something and I don't ask a question, then I'm going to stay confused, and by the time a test comes around, I'm not going to know what I'm doing. But if I ask a question and then they confirm and help me like move through it, then I'm going to understand it and get a higher grade on the test. The next tip is to collaborate with your friends. So whether this is doing an assignment together or like asking each other like, what did you get for this answer, or doing like group chats so that you can like communicate with different people in your class. Just whatever it is, it doesn't even have to be a friend. Like if there's someone in your class that you don't even know, you can still ask them like, hey, what did you get for this one? Just make sure that you're not cheating or like sending work to each other. Make sure that you're actually like benefiting from the collaboration. It is also so helpful when you collaborate because sometimes other people think differently than you think, so then you can like put your ideas together and then you get a better answer. The next one is to watch YouTube videos. So this helped me get through freshman year math. I was in a really hard math class, and my teacher kind of just like threw stuff at me and without like really explaining it. So YouTube is an amazing resource because you can go on there, you can look up the topic that you're learning about, and usually like Khan Academy or like a bunch of different like YouTube channels really help you like learn the content. Also, if you can't get in contact with your teacher like at a specific moment and you need an assignment to be done, that's a great resource. Literally, YouTube has so many resources, like literally for any subject. You can literally go on, type up what you're learning, and they can explain it in a completely different way. The next one is super important, and this is to reach out to your teachers and have that communication with them. If you're struggling to get an assignment done, communicate with them and tell them what's been going on in your life and explain why you couldn't get it submitted. Another thing, if you don't understand something, go to your teacher after like hours or like after class or something and explain like you don't understand this, because their job is to teach you. Their job is to help you learn, and they're going to help you with that. This has helped me tremendously, especially in AP Physics, because AP Physics is a hard class. And if I don't go to office hours when I don't understand something, you're literally gonna be lost. Like, I can't even explain to you guys. Like, it's so hard, but like when you reach out to your teachers and get to know them personally and have a relationship with them, they are going to be helpful and they're going to be there for you. The next one is to limit your distractions. This applies when you're in school and also when you're like doing assignments. In school, especially when it's virtual, if you have your phone next to you or something and you're constantly going on that, I've definitely done that a couple times, and I've looked up in class and been like, I have no idea what we're learning right now. And so just limiting that distraction and making sure that you're focused on what you're learning can be super beneficial. So even if you have to like put your phone in a different room or something to limit the distractions, like out of sight, out of mind, you're not going to think about it. You're just going to be focusing on your schoolwork. And then also when you're doing assignments after school, you will, I promise, that your procrastination will decrease so much when your phone is not in the same room with you, because you don't have anything to do. If you close that door and you sit here with your work and your phone is outside, what else are you gonna do? Look out the window? Like, yeah, you can look out the window, but like eventually you're just gonna focus on your work and that's it. Also, this is something that I do. You do not have to do this if you're not religious or anything, but since I'm a Christian, I rely on God for everything. And so sometimes I just, before I like start doing my work, I literally pray that he helps me to like focus and like not procrastinate, and honestly, life changer. The last tip that I have for you guys is to start studying for a test a week before. So this is especially true for like honors and AP classes. Honestly, for like electives or like regular classes, I don't start studying a week before the test. But if you have like an AP class or an honors class, I recommend studying a week before, because if you study right before the test, then you're not going to be able to like retain the information. But if you do the repetition of doing it every single day, even like little pieces, like focus on one thing one day, another thing another day, and then the last couple days before the test, like kind of bring everything together and like study everything, that helps so much. And kind of just like taking your time, like don't rush through the studying process, because if you take your time and really like work through the problems that you're doing, you will be way more successful. And I have definitely studied like right before a test and then taken it, and then studied like a week before the test and taken it. And I promise you guys, you will get an A every single time if you sit down and study a week before your test and study every single day. You also have to find a way of studying that works for you. So personally, when I like learn something in class, I don't retain it the first time I learn it. So like when I study, that's when I'm really like picking up things and like relearning it for myself. And I also kind of have a photographic memory. So like if I stare at something for long enough, it will eventually like implant into my head, and then it helps me like on the test. That's why I'm really good at like memorizing word for word things, but it comes with repetition. I can't just like stare at something and be like, oh, got it. Like I have to like say it out loud and write it multiple times, and like that stuff helps me a lot. But I'm going to be getting into that more in my next video when I talk about specific subjects, because studying for each subject is definitely really, really different. That is everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope that these tips helped you. If you have any more tips, go ahead and comment them down below. Help each other out. Thanks for watching. I will see you in my next video. Have a blessed day, guys.